Have you ever stopped to think that one of the most powerful sounds in all of music might just be the simplest? Seriously, it's a sound that has shaped everything from sacred rituals to the wildest modern art. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible power of the drone.
Let's start with a feeling. You know the one? That deep, immersive quality of a sound that just holds you. It's not trying to grab your attention with a catchy melody, but instead, it creates a space. It can feel hypnotic, totally meditative, or even intensely powerful. That's the world the drone invites us into.
Okay, so what is a drone, technically? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like a sonic anchor. It's this continuous foundational note that just grounds everything else. So why is that so captivating? Well, that constant tone lets our busy, pattern-seeking brains kind of relax. It creates this stable center so that melodies and rhythms can go exploring, knowing they always have a home base to return to.
So how are we going to unpack this whole thing? Well, we're going to go on a bit of a journey. We'll start with the spiritual roots of the drone, then we'll listen to the planet's own hum. Yeah, you heard me right. We'll check out the futuristic sounds coming out of Indonesia, and we'll even see how scientists try to classify all these amazing instruments. And then we'll wrap it all up by wondering what it all means for the future.
The real magic here, it all begins when we realize just how much can be built on such a simple, elegant foundation. Just one note.
And this simple foundation, it has some seriously profound spiritual roots. For literally thousands of years, the drone has been way more than just a sound. It's been a vehicle for devotion, for meditation, for looking inward.
And what's so fascinating is how completely different spiritual traditions all landed on the same powerful idea. In Hinduism, you have the elongated chant of Om, creating this drone that just pulls your consciousness inward toward a state of stillness. And then you have the Islamic practice of dhikr, where the constant repetition of prayers does something really similar. It creates a sustained, sonic connection to the divine. This whole spiritual principle isn't just about the voice either. It's physically built into instruments. And there's probably no better example of this than the Indian Tanpura.
The Tanpura is just amazing because it shows us how an instrument can be so much more than just a thing that makes noise. It's basically a living library. Its 4 strings, built on a simple gourd, create this continuous hum that holds the entire musical universe together. It's this incredible keeper of knowledge about tuning, about resonance, even about vocal techniques, all passed down through this one single sustained sound.
But here's where things get really wild. The drone isn't just a human creation. It seems like the universe itself has been making its own music all along. We just have to know how to listen. I know, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but this is a scientific fact. Our planet has its own drone. Scientists have actually detected a constant low-frequency hum that the Earth itself generates, a sound 10,000 times quieter than we can hear, maybe created by ocean waves or turbulence in the atmosphere.
And you can bet that this planetary hum has become a massive well of inspiration. Sound artists are now tapping into these organic rhythms, using the Earth's own textures and atmospheres not just to copy nature, but to actually collaborate with it. And that's pushing music into some really interesting places.
And this very idea of collaborating with our environment, it brings us to this incredible artistic frontier. Over in Indonesia, a new wave of artists is taking the ancient concept of the drone and just completely reimagining it for the 21st century. This movement, coined by the artist Lintang Raditya, is called Java Futurism. And really, it's all about blending ancient Javanese mysticism and local culture with this bold, new vision for the future. It's a way of decolonizing sound art, of looking forward without ever losing sight of a rich, complex past. So what does this actually sound like? Well, take an artist like Nursalim Yadi Anugraha. In his piece Lawing, he merges the relentless industrial drone of air compressors with the organic, breathy sounds of an indigenous Dayak instrument. I mean, that's the ancient meeting the machine in one single, powerful hum. And Lintang Raditya takes this fusion of the natural and the man-made even a step further. His piece, Meru Suara, creates a drone using actual volcanic sand from Mount Semeru. So he's not just inspired by nature, he's literally building his instruments out of it. It's incredible. And then Monica Hapsari looks even further, out to the cosmos itself. For her work Relic #1, she harnesses the drone of TV static and even a simulation of the cosmic microwave background, the sound of the Big Bang. Think about that.
From sacred chants to the birth of the entire universe, it is all connected by this continuous sound.
Okay, so let's just pause for a second. We've talked about ancient gourds, human voices, industrial air compressors, volcanic sand. How in the world do we even begin to make sense of them all as instruments?
Well, believe it or not, there's a science for that. It's called organology, and it's the official scientific study and classification of musical instruments.
And people have been trying to do this for a very, very long time. In ancient India, they sorted instruments into 4 groups based on how they were played. In ancient China, they classified them by the 8 materials they were made from. Today, the standard system classifies instruments by how they physically produce sound, whether it's a vibrating string, like on our Tanpura, a stretched membrane on a drum, or a column of air from that compressor we talked about.
And the level of detail in this science is just astounding. I mean, they analyze everything, the shape of a drum's body, whether it's a cylinder or a goblet, and even the specific patterns used to lace the drum skin on. Every single one of those details tells a story about where the instrument came from, its culture, and the sound it was built to create. So, after this whole journey, from ancient spirituality to modern science and avant-garde art, we end up at this really fundamental question about what it means to create art in the first place.
And this leaves us with this really cool creative tension. On one hand, you have artists like Lamonte Young, who is a huge pioneer of drone music. He saw tradition as the foundation, the launching pad for innovation. But on the other hand, sound art also came about as a way to break from tradition, to get away from old ideas of beauty and just explore sound itself as a raw material. It's a debate that goes right to the heart of being an artist.
Which leaves us with a final, really provocative thought to chew on. In that endless, mesmerizing hum of the drone, are we hearing a deep echo of the ancient past? Or are we hearing the sound of a completely new future? Or, and here's the really mind-bending part, what if in that one single, sustained sound, the past and the future are exactly the same thing?